everyone, happy Monday. My first live on this Get Fit with Jen D public page. Ugh, you know me, I can't sit still, so I gotta find myself comfortable here. Thank you so much for jumping on, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna try to keep this to 20 minutes or less. I do tend to get kind of wordy about macros and nutrition, and please feel free to jump in, ask any questions. That's where you're gonna get the most out of these types of Facebook Lives. Hi Christina, thanks for jumping on, love. I appreciate it. So, this morning actually I was thinking, I was like, I want to do a Facebook Live on macros, and I'm like, I'm just gonna talk about macros because I feel like it's one of those terms that everybody just throws around like, oh, I'm doing macros. Yeah, you doing macros? Hey, you doing macros? You doing macros? Oh, yeah, macros. And you really don't understand it, right? Some of us, we're like, is it fits in your macros? Is it do I follow a certain macros? Should I just use a calculator to figure out my macros? So I wanted to jump on and kind of talk about how I look at macros and how I work with people that like to use macros. Now, here's the deal. And if you say macros enough, it sounds like weird, sounds like you're saying macaroni. But when you look at macros, when you look at a nutrition plan, there are a lot of different ways to sort of set it up. There's portion sizes, there's macros, there's a strict plan, there's dietary restrictions, there's keto, there's intermittent fasting, there's all these different trends and different philosophies. And no one way is perfect. Everybody has sort of what works best for them, or at least, and sometimes it takes a few times or a few systems to find out what is right for you. Hey neighbor, hey Kristen. But Krista lives directly across the street from me, so could almost wave out my window to you. But yeah, so macros, I like the approach because it's really scientifically based, and I really like it because it's precise. So, hi Nikki, it's really precise. That's what I like most about it. Numbers don't debilitate me. For some people, they do. It's like crippling. They can't, if you tell them to eat, 30 grams of fat, they're like, they can't think about it. They can't digest that, for lack of better terms. So, macros are simple. They are everything that that are food groups. So protein, fat, and carbs, right? And if we look at something, so macros, it's short for macronutrient, okay? So it's it's food groups, it's food, it's fuel, it's what our body uses, right? So carbs, protein, fat. When you are looking at a meal plan and you put into MyFitnessPal, which is great, MyFitnessPal, I want to lose this many pounds in this many weeks, and here's my goal, and here's my activity level, and all this, and it spits back numbers at you. You're like, oh, whatever. Now, it doesn't take into consideration lifestyle and history, which is why working with a coach is really what you want to do. But let's just say, for all intents and purposes, that it spits back at you a number of about 1,600 to 1,800 calories. You're like, okay, I don't want to count calories. Well, when you look at this, no matter how you cut it, you're looking at calories. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to really even know. But at the end of the day, you're taking in a certain amount of fuel, of energy. Calories are energy. So each gram of protein has 4 grams, okay? Or 4 grams. And each gram of carbs has the same, right? And fat has 9 calories. So when you're looking at, a plan, we've got to find the plan that's going to work best for you. So when we talk about carbs, we're talking about, I'm not talking like French fries. I'm talking good, complex carbs. And fruit too. Hey, Dottie. Protein, obviously we know what that is, anything that is protein based. So a lot of times we'll have things that are in our plan that are, you're like, well, is this protein or is this carbs, or do I count this to if you're doing portion sizes, do we count this towards a starch? How do I look at this? So you got to look at protein has 4 calories per gram, carbs have 4 calories per gram, and fat has 9 calories per gram, okay? So, and we're looking at, let's just say I'll use Dottie as an example just because it's fun. So I say Dottie, she's going to have 125 grams of protein, she's going to have 175 grams of carbs, and she's going to have 60 grams of fat. Let's just use those as numbers, okay? Dottie loves peanut butter. So Dottie can use peanut butter in her plan. Okay, the beauty of macros is the flexibility of it, is that if I'm at a restaurant, I can pretty much guesstimate that it's going to be between 4 and 6 ounces of grilled chicken and a salad and whatever, and I can guess what I'm going to be consuming, okay? So that's what I love most about macros. Now, when you work with a coach, we can help you kind of look at Phoebe. Yeah, Daddy's like, I love peanut butter. But there are options for that. So whatever you're in the mood for, you can usually fit it in. Now, the problem with macros now is that there was a trend. It's not even as popular anymore. Maybe it was a few years ago. If it fits in your macros was kind of a craze, and it was like this Pop-Tart craze and like Fruity Pebbles, and like I'm getting on stage in a bikini and I'm eating Fruity Pebbles. Now, that doesn't work for everybody. Now, if it did, we would all be rocking a bikini on stage. Let's just be honest, okay? But the reality of it is that some people have a different metabolism. Some people can eat that. Some people cannot. And some people don't choose to. Like, I'm all set with all those dyes in my body and the junk and the garbage. I want to eat flexibly, so I want to eat good food, like whatever it might be. Maybe I want a rice cake with peanut butter and jelly after I have my my grilled chicken salad, so I fit it into my macros. And now there's so many apps and different programs that literally do the math for you. It's so easy. But you've got to look at it, and you look at your day and you kind of outline your meals or whatnot. Even when you order, like if you do meal service, they even break down macros, everything. MyFitnessPal has like a database that has most foods in them. Back like in the dinosaur ages, when I first did macros for competitions, it was like reading through a book. It was ridiculous. Hi, Celeste. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Heidi. So macros gives you options. It's restrictive approaches are not sustainable. So restrictive approaches like, you have to have this at this time. Like you need to have jasmine rice at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. And it's like, well, that's not going to make or break anything in your plan. Not going to make or break your physique. Not going to make or break anything. Okay. So to a lot of times when you purchase a meal plan, because you'll buy them from like some crazy website or something like that, it will say like, oh, you need to have brown rice or white rice and chicken, 5-6 times a day. And the reality is brown rice and white rice have almost the same macronutrients. Chicken and fish have, like a white fish, have almost the same macronutrients. So why can't you have fish if you don't want to have chicken all the time, or vice versa? Or there are options. So restrictive approaches just are not sustainable. And that's what I wanted to get across with this, is that, if you cut out sugar and you cut out if you cut out food groups, you're going to crave those things because you can't have them, right? There's nothing that's off plan when you're doing macros. It really isn't. Now, again, probably about 10% can be like considered off plan. In macro, when you're doing a macronutrient diet, you don't have to, or I should say nutrition plan, you don't have to consider like off-plan meals or cheat meals or things like that, because you can build into your plan things that you want. Like, listen, I have chocolate every day. And usually it's not like, the best form of chocolate, but it's something small and it satisfies my sweet tooth. And, dessert is my go-to. A couple times a week, go dessert for sure. Now, do I calculate everything when I'm at a restaurant on Friday and Saturday night? No. I mean, that's not a way to live. But 90% of the time, I do. So that's where, and I have all the clients that I work with either take this approach or one that works for them. So again, some people don't like counting numbers, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't like numbers? That's easy. We give you portion sizes, or we give you a meal plan that's going to work for you. But it teaches you the impact that food has on your body. So that's what I like most about macros, is that it teaches you what when you're putting junk into your body, how you feel, right? Or if you feed your body like good, clean food and whole food, you feel amazing. So that's what I like most about macronutrient, is it teaches you the impact that food has on your body. So, and it gives you the flexibility. So the two things that I like most are flexibility and the fact that you can be your own science experiment, and you're able to really see this, kind of play around and see how it affects you. Some people can't have higher fats. Some people can't have peanut butter 5 times a day, Dottie. Some people can. So and that's where the trial and error of macros or any nutrition plan comes in. So that's why working with a coach like me is really super important, because you can't do it on your own. You can't. Even coaches need coaches. We're gonna be like, I could have 10 more grams of protein today or 10 more grams of fat. And you're like, well, I mean, where's the justification? Why do you need that, right? Why do you need that? And a good coach will teach you how to calculate macros. People need peanut butter in their life. Yeah, but let's just say, Dottie, say that you were eating peanut butter and you're like, man, I just have a stomach ache all day, every day. And we're like, let's cut out peanut butter for one day and see how you feel. And you're like, not cool, dude, not cool. I don't have a stomach ache. And I'm like, well, let's try something else. Let's try almond butter, or let's try something different. So when you have a customized plan, that's the beauty of it all, right? And that's really the true beauty of it all. Sorry, I need a drink here. Okay, so macros. When your coach is designing your plan, we need to know what your activity level is, your lifestyle, your history, your medical conditions, all of the above. It's not just like a number spitting back at you. I think that it's been sort of diluted in that sense on let's just call it what it is, on Facebook and Instagram and all the social media and all over the internet. And everybody's like, oh, I'm doing it if it fits in your macros. I can have this today. And they justify eating chocolate chip cookies for breakfast. And it's like, that's not going to serve you, and that's not going to be the best fuel for your body. Now, trust me, last night I had steamed shrimp and vegetables, and afterwards I had 2 chocolate chip cookies as part of my macros for the day. And I didn't explode. Can you believe it? I had chocolate chip cookies and I was fine. My gosh, huh? Hi, Pam. So, guys, it's all about that. It's all about balance. It's about living the life. It's not about living a restrictive life. It's not about not enjoying, ice cream with your kids because you're worried about it's not on your plan. It's about, if you're going to ice cream, save some carbs for the day. Save some carbs for the day for some ice cream. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that on the regular and have, I'm going to have a treat meal every night and I'm just going to save my macros for that. That's you're creating a very disordered way of thinking about nutrition. But again, the beauty of macros is the flexibility. Hi, Roseanne. Does anybody have any questions on macros? Macros are one of those kind of things. And again, the more you say macros, the weirder it sounds. It's like macaroni. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. Let's talk about fats for a minute. So we talked about peanut butter. Don't forget about good fats. Good fats are, your oils. It literally lubricates your organs. We need to do that. We need to make sure in your skin and everything. Yes, Dottie, we do need to sit down and do yours. That's the thing is, Dottie, I'm going to use you as an example because I know you don't mind, or I hope you don't mind, or you'll text me later and be like, what were you saying? But when you're eating 1,200 calories a day, you're just eating to be alive. You need to be eating more than that, especially if you have 3 young children and you're running around all the time. You're literally just eating your baseline. And my goal as a coach is to always feed you as much as I possibly can so you can put on lean muscle mass and burn body fat. That's really what our goal is. Our goal is always to feed you more. More. I have many clients I work with that are eating close to 2,000 calories a day and still losing body fat. But it took time to get there. We have to teach your body to process this food and process it efficiently. Food is the best. Are you kidding? And again, a lot of my clients will do, they have up to 2,000, even more, 2,500, and they're like my size. It's not like they're, a 6'5" guy, but you teach your body and your metabolism to really work with that food and find the right food for them. That their body's chugging through like nothing, using it for fuel, boom, boom, boom. Every workout are, not every workout, but workouts are great. And, we've got that, the tools that we need by, that interactive relationship of looking at your food logs and kind of, going with how you feel too, going with how you feel. You all know, if you have an off-plan meal or a cheat meal, which I don't like saying, an off-plan meal, or, reward meals. I'm not a big fan of cheat meal and reward meals. And here's why. Number one, you're not a dog. Here's your reward. You get to have food. You should be able to enjoy that and just have it be an off-plan meal. So be it. And again, these clients that I mentioned that are eating, 1,800, 2,000, 2,500 calories a day are having a couple off-plan meals on top of that. But again, their body is so efficient right now, they're chugging through it. Hi, Adrienne. Thanks for jumping on, my love. I miss you. Yeah, I don't reward with shopping. Shopping's great. Use that all day long. But cheat meal, I don't like that at all. It's such a negative connotation. I just don't like it. So off plan is great, because that's really what it is. You have a plan to follow and it's off the plan. So be it. If you like to have a couple glasses of wine a couple times a week, so be it. I don't believe in counting wine towards your macros. That's one thing I don't agree with, because the way alcohol is digested or processed in your body, which is a whole nother Facebook Live. But really, when it comes down to it, it really, 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 truly isn't as complicated as people make it, macros. You know, it's science, and science rocks, man. Science is everything. So if we can get to understand how your body works, and even if you don't think we're doing macros and I just tell you exactly what portion sizes, at the end of the day, it's still, those portion sizes are still adding up to a caloric value, right? So whether it's macros or portions, at the end of the day, it's still a caloric value. Like there's no way to avoid it. You don't have to know what the calories are. I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter. It's not like a goal to hit a certain calorie number, but there's numbers attached to it. Again, that's why you have a coach, so you don't have to worry about that. If you're like, hands off, I don't want to know, just tell me what to do. That's where, obviously, why online coaching is so popular, because people don't want to have to deal with the numbers. They don't want to have to figure out the numbers. They want somebody to hold them accountable. And that's what my program does. So any questions, any other questions on macros? I could talk about macros until I was blue in the face. I have like 2 pages here, but I don't want to confuse anybody, and I want to keep it as simple as possible. But in a nutshell, macros truly give us the flexibility to eat with our families, to enjoy, you know, a few treats or off-plan meals per week, and really simplify your daily choices. To eat the same thing and every single day, all day, you know, 7 days a week is monotonous and not sustainable. You've got to have variety in your nutrition, and being restrictive is not a way to live. Not a way. So with that, please, if you have any questions, my email is, what is my email? getfitwithjend@gmail.com. Please reach out to me. If there's anything you want me to talk about on a Facebook Live, let me know. I can dig deeper into macros. I do want to do a live food prep, as well as talk about alcohol and its play as well. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it, and rock the rest of your day.